President Trump will sign a new executive order today. Buy American, hire American. He wants a review of the H-1B visa program. He suspects fraud, and he wants to change the system from a lottery to a merit-based system. The judge is here. Now, can he do that? Because that's a big change.
Yes.
You change from a lottery, you draw lots, to merit-based. That's a big deal. Can he do it?
There's a lot of components to what he's going to put in the executive order he's going to sign in Wisconsin today. This is one that he cannot do on his own. This is one that he needs Congress for. And I actually share your view that Congress is not moving fast enough or aggressively enough on any of these things.
No.
Our colleague Lou Dobbs last night called for the resignation of the Speaker of the House of Representatives because the House is moving so slow. We'll see where that so slowly. We'll see where that goes. This cannot be done on his own. He can certainly direct federal agencies to begin hiring Americans and stop the visas that permit people who are not documented to work.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just another sign that you've got to go to an executive order, which is not what we want. We want legislation.
Remember, an executive order permits him to regulate the executive branch of the government. It does not extend any governmental controls or freedom to other aspects of the economy. If he wants to buy American and hire American, he can only do that with an act of Congress.
Let me bring to your attention this argument about the president and his tax forms, whether to reveal them or not. Hold on. Here's what Nancy Pelosi has to say. She's blasting President Trump on tax day, by the way. Here's the quote. This tax day serves as a sour reminder of President Trump's disrespect for Americans' right to know their president's conflicts of interest. What are President Trump and the Republican Congress hiding? Who does President Trump owe? America needs to know. Does anybody have the right, as Speaker Pelosi says, the right to see somebody else's tax return?
Of course not. I mean, my reaction is the same as the president's. You know, this was a legitimate campaign issue. The campaign is over. He's won the election. This is no longer relevant. I wonder if she even understands what tax returns reveal. If the president owed X dollars to Y entity, and Y were some suspicious entity, that's not showing up on his tax return.
But it might show up that if he pushes through tax reform and lowers individual tax rates, it might show a conflict of interest because he, the President of the United States, would gain enormously from lower rates.
That is not a conflict of interest, because when tax rates go down, everybody benefits by it, including the members of Congress who vote for the lower rates and the president who signs it into law.
Supposing about the people who are in his cabinet who may represent interests which will benefit greatly from tax cuts, what then?
Well, the people in his cabinet theoretically don't represent any interests at all, and they have all been vetted by the government ethics entity, which is a nonpartisan entity that vets everybody that gets confirmed by the Senate.
So there's no conflict of interest?
There's no conflict of interest. This is just the morbid curiosity that people have for the number of tax dollars Donald Trump sends to the IRS.
No, it's a fishing expedition on the part of the left.
Yes.
On a tax return that's yay big, surely you can find something embarrassing in a tax return that's yay big.
They would love to do that, but it's irrelevant. It's too little and it's too late.
And it's the president's decision. Release it or not, his call.
It is the taxpayer's decision. Your tax return, anybody's tax returns. The government holds it in the highest level of secrecy.
I'm very glad to hear that.
The government sometimes does violate the secrecy laws, but that's another argument for another time.
We'll save it till later. Judge, thanks very much.
You're welcome.